The Flame continues its tour on Tuesday in Hohhot, the capital of northern China's Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region. Inner Mongolia is, of course, the last ethnic autonomous region to host the domestic leg of the relay. Basketball star Ba Te served as the first torchbearer. He's since moved to the NBA. Now, 103 Mongolian people took part in the journey, making up just over a quarter of the total number of torchbearers. Set up in 1947, Inner Mongolia is the earliest of China's autonomous regions. Pan Gang, a local businessman, lit the cauldron, marking the end of the Hohhot leg. In the following days, the torch will pass through 3 other cities in the region, including Ordos, Baotou and Chifeng. More Olympic updates. After 3 years of construction, the main press centre, the International Broadcasting Centre and the International Media Centre have officially opened. Tens of thousands of journalists will use the high-tech facilities in all centres to provide Olympic information around the clock. Now, the Media Broadcasting Centre is the workplace for 5,600 accredited reporters and photographers. It's also a centre to gather and supply Beijing Olympic data. Meanwhile, the International Broadcasting Centre is for the Beijing Olympic Broadcasting Company and for television stations that hold the rights to broadcast these games. Both the NPC and the IBC are to be found in the midst of the Olympic action, close to the National Stadium, otherwise known as the Bird's Nest, and the National Aquatic Centre, also known as the Water Cube. So far, nearly 22,000 media have registered to cover this summer's games.
If I would be a guide, I would say to the people, of course, to go and see certainly this Olympic green, which is the most beautiful one. But I think a more important would be that the people from all over the world come to this wonderful country and seek contact with the normal Chinese, try to have contacts, visit them and their families, and I hope that the Chinese population will invite many foreigners to come to their homes and to share some experiences together.
Now let's look at some other Beijing facilities. Using a combination of architecture and the arts, China's National Aquatic Centre, already nicknamed the Water Cube, has become one of the landmark structures for these Olympics. As my colleague Zheng Siwei tells us, the venue uses advanced technology that's also environmentally friendly.
The Water Cube covers an area of over 6 hectares and is the Olympic venue for swimming, diving and water polo. The Water Cube uses a different method to kill water bacteria compared to the Sydney and Athens Olympics. It uses ozone technology.
Ultraviolet rays and ozone can kill both bacteria and viruses, but the ozone's capacity is 10 times greater. Refined by this water processing system, pool water here can reach the standards of drinking water if people don't swim.
The system, installed underground, uses automatic control technology to recycle the pool water every 6 hours. Sophisticated equipment will also clean away the body oil that athletes leave in the water after swimming. Zheng Siwei, CCTV.
More developments. Banks here in Beijing are making last-minute preparations for the upcoming Olympic Games. The Bank of China has put 5 temporary outlets into operation. Meantime, another 2,000 banking outlets all around the city have begun providing foreign exchange services. This report from Deng Wei.
Bank of China's 5 temporary outlets are set to provide services for people like athletes, media, Olympic officials and audience as well. Staff chosen to work at these outlets are all good at English.
In order to provide better financial services, we have carefully selected 300 staff from over 7,000 employees. They are all excellent and very good at English.
Meanwhile, many bank outlets in Beijing are also gearing up for the Olympics. They have begun providing foreign currency exchange services. Also, they have added English signs to their ATM services and electronic information bulletins.
Our bank has provided 4 major aspects of payment services, include bank card services, account services, cash services, and foreign currency exchange services.
By the end of June, over 2,000 bank outlets across Beijing have gained qualification to provide foreign currency exchange services. An Olympic payment environment has been established around the city. Deng Wei, CCTV.
Let's head up into the skies now. The Civil Aviation Administration of China unveiled on Monday special security checks that will be installed at 19 airports to help guarantee security for the Olympics. The CAAC said special checks would begin on July 20th. The 19 airports will include the Beijing Capital International Airport, as well as facilities in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region and in the Tibet Autonomous Region, plus Shanghai, Qingdao, Tianjin, Shenyang and Qinhuangdao, which are also co-hosting Olympic events. This was the CAAC's latest move to better protect flight safety after the administration banned liquids and lighters from carry-on luggage on board and required passengers to remove their shoes for mandatory safety checks. There's a bit of fun though as athletes all around the world begin their final preparations for the Olympics. Enthusiasm for the upcoming event is coming from all walks of life. Of course, if you're wondering, there are about 30 days to go before the big day itself. Now, the United States is, of course, one of the big contenders for the big haul of gold medals. And the Americans, ahead of that, have been taking part in a series of functions to help cheer on their competitors. Gui Xiaozheng reports.
Sprinter Lauren Williams paid a visit to the city of Eugene in Oregon, where Olympic selection trials for the U.S. track and field athletes were being held. But Williams was not there to compete. Instead, she came as an ambassador for the nationwide campaign called American Cheers. At a summer camp, she spoke to children about sports and her trip to Beijing.
I think one of my favorite things is getting over to the Olympics and being able to interact with all the different people from all over the world. It's the one place where the world becomes one and all our differences don't matter.
Williams is one of the fastest female sprinters in the world. She was the 100-meter silver medalist at the 2004 Athens Olympics and won world championship a year later in the same event, as well as the 400 meters relay.
Do you like Lauren Williams? I'll just stick to you. And what do you think of her?
I think she's a really nice runner.
America Cheers was launched by the Bank of America in April. It encourages citizens to express their support for the U.S. athletes through a variety of means, such as video clips, letters and photos. Many athletes like Williams will travel across the country to collect people's support for the athletes and spread the Olympic spirit. Gui Xiaozheng, CCTV.
That video shot in Eugene, Oregon for the final day of the U.S. Olympic trials were in the United States. The Bernard Lagat racing to victory in the men's 1500-meter event to claim his second Olympic berth for Beijing. The Kenyan-born long-distance runner also won the 5,000 meters event at his first ever American Olympic trials. Lagat is a world champion in both these events, having won 2 Olympic medals for Kenya in the 1500 meters.
It feels special. It feels so good. The dream has really come true. All I have to do is just push it one more, just go out there, do the best I can and get the gold medal for the United States. If I get 2 in the 15 and the 5, that would be fantastic, but I would love to come home with at least 1 gold medal, especially in 1500 that, I'm really missing one in the 1500. I'll make all the collection if goes possible.
Bernard Lagat gunning for gold, not for Kenya, but for the U.S. Well, age ain't nothing but a number, and so it goes. Dara Torres has proved just that. The 41-year-old mother is the oldest American swimmer ever to make it onto the U.S. Olympic swim team. She's won the 100 meters freestyle, marking the 5th time she's qualified for an Olympic Games.
At least, well, horse swimming, the pool doesn't know how old you are, so it doesn't really matter how old you are, but I guess it's like I always say, you don't put an age limit on your dreams, and I haven't, and I think I proved that, age is just a number.
A farewell ceremony took place in Australia Sunday for 40 Olympic volunteers who are all leaving for Beijing. The Mayor of Newcastle says these volunteers will bring honour to his city as they serve at these games. He says Beijing is a beautiful capital and hopes they'll build friendship with Chinese youth and express their goodwill for the upcoming Summer Games. So all the volunteers, as you can see on your screen right now, are from the University of Newcastle in Australia. They were selected from 200 applicants after being interviewed by the Beijing Organising Committee. Their average age is just 20 and they'll now receive specific training in Beijing itself.
I know how much of an opportunity this is, and I know how much I want to do a good job, and so I know that when I'm there I'm going to be working very hard, and I know that we're all going to work hard and we're going to make our parents proud because that's what means so much to us.
The Olympics really round the corner now. You're watching NewsHour live on CCTV. Let's go to a very quick break, but keep watching for these stories and much more.